This thing on? Okay, good. How's everybody doing today? I am MrNoobTubeGamer, your console king, and welcome to the second ever Console King podcast. The first one was such a huge success that I decided to make another one. But this time, we're going to be guest free because all these stupid PC fanboys wanting to come onto my show and disrespect me. We're not going to have that, at least not this episode. So there are a range of different topics I want to talk about in this podcast. So without further ado, let me get into it. And also, I'm just going to say, because people have been wondering, people have been messaging me and commenting, where have you been, Mr. NoobTubeGamer, or Console King, rather? Where have you been? It's been over a week since you made a video. Well, I just didn't feel like dealing with idiots. I decided to take the week off because you guys, most of the people that are subscribed to my channel are fucking morons, let's face it, that just come on to dislike my videos and refuse to listen to logic and reasoning. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta take a break from dealing with these idiots, and that's why I haven't been making videos for the past week or so. But I'm back, at least just for the podcast. I don't know if I'm gonna make too many videos after that. We'll see. It's just my head hurts from dealing with you morons. I'm sorry, but I gotta take a break for a little bit. But I decided to do the podcast because people kept asking about it. But this time, there's no guest on this podcast because the majority of the people on my server and most of the people that are subscribed to my channel on YouTube and most of the people that follow me on Twitter are just stupid, ignorant fanboys that, like I said, do not want to listen to logic and reasoning. Basic logic and basic reasoning. They're too brainwashed to listen to the other side of things. So that's why I'm just going to have no guests. I'm just going to do my thing because that's just what I do. So let's get on to the first story. And the first story is that Sony apparently is working on a new handheld. It's similar to the PlayStation Vita, apparently. And it's going to have, let's see. It's going to have fixed controllers with DualShock 4-like vibration, a touchscreen LED panel, the ability to connect to external devices and displays, and SIM slots for cellular LTE internet. That's pretty fucking cool. I didn't think Sony was actually working on a new handheld, considering that the Vita didn't do that well, but I guess they're trying again for the sake of it. I don't know. The Vita had a lot of potential to be a good system. I bought it on launch and I thought it was good, but then they didn't really have much first and third party support after the first year of its launch. They had a lot of good games at first. They had Uncharted Golden Abyss. They had a whole bunch of other games. They even had, I remember they even brought like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 to the Vita, I believe. They brought Little Big Planet to the Vita. They ported a whole bunch of games from the PS3 to the Vita, like Borderlands 2. They put Telltale games on the Vita. They did have some support for a little bit, but after a while, it just died down a little. It stopped. It lost its momentum. I don't know if that's the system itself. I don't know if it's that fault or it's just lack of support on Sony's end. But any way you slice it, that was still the main reason why the Vita didn't succeed. Lack of first and third party support, which is exactly what killed the Wii U. So with that in mind, let's hope that Sony decides to support this new handheld if they do decide to make it, because this news is coming from a patent that Sony recently published for the Japanese patent office, because Sony's a Japanese company. And it seems like they will be working on a new handheld, that they're currently working on it. They patented this technology that they're developing for the Vita, or the new Vita, whatever the hell it's called. It's a PlayStation Vita-like handheld, apparently. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure. But all I hope is that the analog sticks click, because that's something that was a big problem with the Vita, that they had analog sticks, but the analog sticks didn't click, so it gave you less options to play your game. Like most of the games that were ported from the PS3 to the Vita were awkward in controls because you had to like use you had to use the touchscreen to sprint rather than clicking the analog stick to supplement the L3 button and the R3 button. And on top of that, there was no L1 and there was no L2 and R2 buttons either. So that was another problem that the Vita had. But besides that, the Vita was a pretty solid system, at least for a handheld. But I think I guess it would make sense for Sony to be working on this system, only because it's their way of competing with the Switch without having to make a new dedicated home console, if that makes any sense. Because the main selling point of the Switch is that, you could use it on the go. Well, I guess Sony's going to try to tap into that market. So that makes complete sense. Hopefully it succeeds. I wish Sony the best in this new endeavor. And we'll see how it goes. On to the next topic. Xbox executive meeting with third-party publishers in Japan and knows people want more JRPGs on the Xbox One. So this is Phil Spencer, by the way. He had a meeting with third-party developers and publishers in Japan because, as we know, the Xbox isn't doing so well in Japan. PlayStation's doing amazing in Japan. As a matter of fact, I think PlayStation's doing amazing in every region that has home consoles. But Microsoft, not so much. They've always had a problem catering to the Japanese market because, as we all know, the Japanese market is much more different from the North American market and the European markets. It's just completely different. They have different tastes. They have different, They're just different consumers. They're different market, and that's why Phil Spencer's looking to put more JRPG games onto the Xbox One, and more importantly, the Scorpio. This is his exactly what he said. It was a Twitter Q&A where he discussed the JRPGs on Xbox One. He was talking about a new Crimson Skies game, Halo Wars 2, backwards compatibility news for next week, and issues the team are having with some publishers, and finally how both old and new games are going to sell people on the Scorpio. So I guess it's good that they're trying to cater to the Japanese market more. I mean, it just makes sense because it's a huge market, and the Xbox 360 didn't really do a good job catering to the Japanese market. Not that many 360s were sold in Japan. I don't really have the exact number on me, but I can look it up. Xbox 360 Japan sales. Let's see. Yeah. So in Japan, 1.6 million Xbox 360s were sold since December 10, 2005. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. So not very good news for Microsoft. So I guess they decided to try to cater to the Japanese market a lot more than they originally had. So let's hope. I mean, I know it doesn't affect me because I'm in North America, but let's hope that the Xbox One does well in Japan, because it's common knowledge in the gaming community that Xbox is not very popular in Japan. So, let's hope that it does well, because Xbox being more successful is good for all gamers, not just Xbox gamers or console gamers. PC gamers as well will benefit from this. But besides that, let's just hope that Microsoft stops putting their games on PC, because that's a bad thing that they're doing right now. But besides that, they seem like they're doing a lot of good things. That's just one thing that they need to completely stop doing. Call back all the games they put on the PC, take them off the Windows Store, and put them back where they belong, Xbox exclusive. So there's also another thing I want to talk about, And this is kind of a counter argument to the whole thing that PC gamers like to say against me, that, on PC you have so many more options to buy your games. You have Steam, you have Origin, you have Uplay, you have GOG, you have all these other things that you could use to buy games. And I'm just thinking to myself, where is this coming from? The argument that you have more options on PC to buy games. That's just bullshit. It's completely 100% false. Anyone who says that there are more options in terms of buying games, there's more competition in the PC market, that's fake news. Not true at all. Bullshit. Fake. False. Whatever the hell you want to say. Not true at all. And you know why it's not true? I actually have evidence, and this is one of the stories that I want to talk about in today's podcast, just to further cripple the PC master race and their stupid fucking arguments. So, Amazon today started a digital sale for PlayStation 4, Xbox One games, as well as PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita games. You could save up to 75% on games. So let's go through the list of games that are on sale right now on the Amazon digital store. Okay. So we have Final Fantasy VII for the PS4. It's on sale for $7.99. WWE 2K17 is on sale for $30. The WWE 2K17 Digital Deluxe Edition is on sale for $45 on the Xbox One. NBA 2K17 is on sale for $35 on both the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And the reason why I'm skipping through some games is because I'm skipping the PS3 games because I just want to focus on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Let's see. World of Final Fantasy is on sale for $36. Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster is $25. And what else do we have? Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, $15 on PS4. Battleborn is on sale for $15 on PS4 and Xbox One. And the Digital Deluxe Edition is on sale for $18.75. Mafia 3 is on sale for $30 on the Xbox One. Digital Deluxe Edition is on sale for $40 on both the PS4 and Xbox One. And I could keep going on and on and on and on and on. Oh, also the Xbox Live 12-month gold subscription is on sale for $50 instead of $60. So I know I'm kind of being redundant and people are kind of tired of hearing about what I'm saying and me just going through a list of games that are on sale because I'm sure people don't care about that specifically. But it's part of a bigger point I'm trying to make. And that point is that it's complete bullshit to argue that you have more options and you have more freedom on the PC. Because it's bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. It's not true. It's false. Because besides the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Live Marketplace, which are already two options you have of buying games, right? You also have the Amazon Digital Store, which is another way for you to buy digital games, along with other websites that sell digital codes that offer games on sale at different prices than the PlayStation Store does. So there's that. And on top of that, you have the physical market. I know I keep talking about it. I talked about it in my last podcast, but it's still true. You also have the physical market, which pretty much guarantees you literally infinite sources to buying your games. I win. I completely win this PC versus console argument. I consistently win. Every time people try to argue with me, I completely destroy their argument, their shitty arguments. And I did that again tonight on this podcast. Because, like I said, you got all these different ways to buy games. You can go on Amazon physical store. You could buy physical games from Amazon. You could buy physical games from eBay. You can buy physical games from literally everywhere. GameStop, everywhere. There's infinite ways that you can buy physical games. So you have literally infinite options when it comes to buying games on consoles, not so much on PC. Because let's talk about PC, right? You got Steam. And people talk about, well, you don't need Steam. People talk about, Steam all the time. Steam is not required. You don't need to use Steam to play on PC. And that's kind of misleading, because the three main services on PC to buy games, it's Steam, Origin, and Uplay. Origin and Uplay, they primarily sell Ubisoft games, and EA Origin primarily is used to sell EA games. And I love how the PC gamers talk about how they're so consumer friendly, and they're always the ones that fight the system, right? And that they don't tolerate bullshit that the game companies do. Well, that's bullshit, because they were completely fine with Origin. They were completely fine with Uplay, which were only designed so that you have to get another service just to play EA games and to play Ubisoft games. You guys are idiots, complete idiots, if you support EA and Ubisoft for making these separate services that you don't need. Oh, just so Valve doesn't get money. So stupid. And people always talk about other places where you can buy games that are separate from Steam, separate from all these other services like Origin and Uplay, right? There's other services besides those three that sell games on PC, but most of them sell you Steam keys. They sell you Steam keys. So how exactly is it that you don't need Steam, but most of these places sell Steam keys for your games? It's just pathetic arguments that you people are making, and I win every time. Ridiculous. So this is pretty much beating on a dead horse at this point. I've pretty much proven that consoles have more freedom than PC does. And it's just a fact. It's a fact of life. So there's one more topic I want to talk about in this podcast. I know this is going to be a bit shorter than the other one. I think the last podcast I had was like almost an hour long. This one's going to be maybe a bit over 20 minutes, a half hour, if that much. Probably not. It's going to be a little bit over 20 minutes long compared to almost an hour. So it will be considerably shorter, but that's only because there are no guests that are going to talk over me and disrespect me. So that's the reason why the podcast was so long last time, because of all these idiots trying to talk over me and trying to, disrespect me. No. That's the only reason why this podcast is considerably shorter. Always talking over me, always interrupting me, always being disrespectful. Now, I had 4 guests on, right? I would say about half of them were very disrespectful. The other half were okay. But still, I just decided not to deal with the whole bullshit at all in this podcast. So, moving on to the last topic of this podcast, PewDiePie was dropped by Maker Studios over anti-Semitic content. I'm sure everyone in the gaming community has heard about this, but just in case you haven't, I'll give you the rundown. So, for years, PewDiePie has been partnered by Maker Studios, which Maker Studios is pretty much known in the YouTube community as pretty much the worst network you can ever decide to partner with. They're very horrible. They take most of your revenue. I think it's like a 60-40 split or some bullshit like that. And they don't really give you anything in return. And they lock you in contracts so you can never get out. And it's terrible. Maker Studios is a horrible company to partner with. Next to Full Screen. It's a pretty terrible network. So this is kind of a blessing in disguise for PewDiePie, because PewDiePie at this stage in his career doesn't really need networks at all, because he's the biggest YouTuber ever. He has over 50 million subscribers. Now, I do not respect PewDiePie at all. I've made that clear in the videos I've made in the past about PewDiePie, but I didn't see anything wrong with the videos that PewDiePie made. Oh, they contained anti-Semitic content. Like, shut the fuck up. This politically correct bullshit. I know this is not my political channel, but I just need to get this off my chest. This politically correct bullshit is just so dumb, and it's not needed especially in the gaming community. Like, get your bullshit politics out of the gaming community now. And I just think it's funny how it's liberals that are upset over PewDiePie and trying to turn the people against PewDiePie. Funny, the liberals, the same people who hate Israel and support Palestine. That's very interesting and very hypocritical. These are the last people that should be crying anti-Semitism. And I didn't even hear any Jewish groups go after PewDiePie. It was mainly these special snowflakes that always get triggered over stupid things. I don't think PewDiePie is actually a Nazi, and this is coming from someone that does not like PewDiePie at all. And I made that very clear over the years. Especially with that recent stunt he pulled saying, oh, I'm going to delete my channel if I get 50 million subscribers, and he didn't do that. He just did that to get publicity and to get more subscribers. So I have no respect for the man at all. I'm just trying to make that clear. No respect at all. But the media and all these other people that are going crazy over PewDiePie, it's just stop it. Please just stop it. It's a joke. Even if it's a bad one, it's still a joke. And you people need to get over that. I'm sick and tired of the fake outrage. Whenever someone says something that might be stupid or offensive, the fake outrage. People are always getting outraged even if it's not about them. It has nothing to do with them. And I'm sick of it. I'm 100% sick of it. So I don't know what else to say about this matter. It pretty much speaks for itself. It's pathetic. I do think it's, like I said, it's a blessing in disguise for PewDiePie because Maker Studios is terrible. And at this point in his career, like I said, he doesn't really need a network to support him, or he could at least find a better network that'll give him more of a revenue split because he doesn't really need a network anymore. He makes over $10 million a year. At least. You really think he needs Maker Studios, or do you think Maker Studios needs him? Maker Studios was thinking that dropping him would be a good idea because if they kept him, then the liberal media would have a frenzy over Maker Studios and they'd get bad publicity. They think they'd lose more money overall if they canned PewDiePie than if they kept PewDiePie. And I think they're 100% wrong with that. That's just me. It's their loss, not PewDiePie's. 100%. And, like I said, coming from someone who doesn't like PewDiePie, you just have to look at it objectively. PewDiePie has 54 million subscribers and counting. He gets millions and millions of views every day. Who you really think is the one that's missing out and is going to hurt from this? Maker Studios or PewDiePie? I think Maker Studios. But anyway, I think we've had a good discussion in this podcast. This has been a pretty good one. A very peaceful one compared to the first one. I don't know if I'm going to have guests on the next podcast. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah, it's been a good talk. I've talked about everything I pretty much want to talk about. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys later.